Hey, it's Ryan, and welcome to my ongoing series on the artistic entrepreneur. So, my goal here is to reach fellow creatives just like you who are actors, singers, filmmakers, improv performers, comedians, and share some advice and some stories about different ways that you can actually use your craft to support your art. So I'll be sharing some of the tools that I've been using that brings in some extra cash that I use to pay for my voice lesson every week. And I'll also be joined with some friends and colleagues in the industry that I've handpicked specifically because they have built parallel professions or great side hustles that actually utilize the performing skills that they've been developing probably for their entire lives. And one of the most fulfilling things I think that we can do is share our journey and our learned experiences and help other people along the way to become a mentor in some capacity. So I hope that you'll continue to follow along and let me know what you are doing to succeed in your art, both creatively and financially. So today I'm so excited to have Spencer Glass on the show. Spencer is an actor, a singer, and a coach based out of New York City. He's a fellow alum of the Boston Conservatory for Musical Theater prior to the merge with Berkeley, I believe. And Spencer has been seen off-Broadway, regionally, on both national and international tours. He's a fantastic performer. What a voice. Just YouTube this guy. You'll be blown away by those vocals. And when Spencer isn't on stage, he loves to champion other theater artists and cheer them on as a strategist and coach for actors. Spencer's he's also been a correspondent for BroadwayWorld.com, and he's had two virtual series there called It's the Day of the Show, Y'all, and 10-Minute Tidbits. And in 2019, that's when Spencer founded Break the Glass, which is an actor strategy company. And this was founded after witnessing so many gifted actors that really needed some direction and mentorship. I'll let him explain a little bit more of what he does, but I want to bring him on right now. Hi, Spencer. Welcome.
Hi, Ryan. That was such a lovely intro. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I really see what you're doing and the positive impact that you're making for other performers. And I'm just really drawn to the idea of mentorship, and I've had the wonderful opportunity here at the television studio that I manage to have interns and volunteers and high school students in the last few years, and I never realized how fulfilling it would be. And I see that you are getting so much joy from your coaching and mentorship as well. So I'm very curious about your path there. And I just wanted to start off with one little sort of analogy that I sort of have as we are bringing people in to watch this program. And I like to think of knowledge as a scale from 1 to 10, where we have a complete novice at the beginning, and at a number 10 we have an expert. We have the Patty LaPone of their craft. We have the guru. And I feel like even if you're at a number 4 or a number 5 in your learning journey of accumulating knowledge, you still have knowledge that you can share with someone who is still earlier off on their career. So it's never too soon to dip your toe into those waters and to give back to and to teach and mentor someone and share your journey along the way. It makes you feel good. But Spencer, let's talk about you a little bit, because that's why you're here, of course. First, we both went to Boston Conservatory. And my question for you is, as a performer, did school or did your coaching and things prior to that, did it prepare you for how much you would have to continue to invest in your career as a professional? Meaning continuing to take classes, continuing to invest in a web presence, in all those other tools that an actor needs. Were you prepared for that when you moved to New York City?
I think Boston Conservatory brought me down to earth. I think the best part about really probably any theater conservatory is they basically say to you without saying, it's fabulous that you were the star of your high school. Just wait, though, because the pool is enormous and competitive and incredible. And I think that was something that I will absolutely always take with me. I do not think Boston Conservatory, along with a lot of BFA or BA programs, I do not think that they present what the reality of an actor in these big cities looks like. And that was work that I really had to do on my own.
I think that probably is work that you can only do on your own. You could read about it and read an actor's memoir. Judi Dench has a great one about her struggles, and so many actors have put them out. But until you're actually in the thick of it, until you're actually getting up very early in the morning to go to a big audition with 1,000 other people, you can't understand that reality. So I think it's important, even very early on, even if you feel you're not industry ready, if you're just finished your freshman year in a BFA program, to find those times to go to those NETCs and Straw Hats and open call auditions to see, is this going to be right for me, and will this be right for me 3 years from now when I finish this program?
100%. And I think you hit the nail on the head. You're going to all these auditions, and it took me a couple of years to realize I was solely depending on the tools that I had as an actor and the fact that I went to Boston Conservatory, and it's just not enough. And that's something that I wish these programs engraved in our minds.
So I'm just curious, it's been years since we've graduated. How have you continued to invest in your career as a performer? What classes and other things are you doing for yourself on this journey?
Yeah, it's evolved. I think I got back from a contract where I made, thankfully, a good amount of money, and I spent it all on classes. And I think it's great that I got my feet wet with industry professionals. This was when I was like 23 years old. But essentially, I realized, now that I'm a bit older, I was throwing spaghetti at the wall. I was investing in these classes, but I wasn't investing in my longevity as an actor. I just wanted people to see me, which I think is useful for people to recognize who you are. But I wasn't putting my best foot forward. I didn't understand my package. So I think I went from like taking a bunch of classes to, once I became like a smarter business person as an actor, I scaled back. I would take voice lessons once a month. I was also working like 4 jobs. Like I was like, I'm going to work 4 jobs. I'm going to give up a little bit of my social life. I am going to have a voice lesson every month. I had 2 mentors. One was like a coach mentor. One was like, I'm going to go to you when I have auditions. And I started to not look at it like, how can I invest in classes? How can I invest in a team of people? I was not represented a lot of my life when it came to having an agent or a manager. So I was like, great, well then I'm going to be represented in the behind the scenes of Spencer Glass. But it's money. It's money, Ryan. It is like for a financially non-abundant business. It's a lot of money to be an actor sometimes, which is why, and we'll get to this later, which is why I started my business. So like, it doesn't have to be so hard as an actor. We don't have to depend on classes.
Let's transition right now. So breaking the glass, what's it called again? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Break the glass.
Break the Glass with Spencer Glass. And what does this coaching sort of package entail? Is it a very formulaic approach, or does it really vary client to client? What's it all about?
Yeah, that is, I'm in the midst of really growing it right now. It's doing really well, which I'm like so grateful for. But I do cater to the actor. I think that there's so much that is out of our control in show business that if there can be a person who's like, hi, I'm here, you're banging your head against a wall, you need direction, I see you, I feel you, I affirm you, how can I help you? I really do let the actor lead so that they don't feel like they're going into a tunnel of financial downpour, if you will. But really what it is we have a session. I ask you a ton of questions. I get to know you as a human and an artist. And I kind of realize, what are the gaps in your career? What is not working? You have all of these tools. So what is missing here? And then I kind of help you construct a plan so that you can level up in your artistry and you can, this sounds so corny, but have the dream that like you really desire.
It sounds very inspirational, but I'm still just a little confused on like sort of what some of the concrete steps are that you're helping to lay out for people, because I don't believe you're doing repertoire coaching. You're not a singing coach or an acting coach per se. It's a career coaching. So what sort of plans are we able to put in place for a client?
Sure. So at Break the Glass, clients come in with all different concerns. I would say the number one is I'm feeling stuck in my career, Spencer. I'm feeling not seen. I feel like nobody knows me. I can't get into the audition room. I'm scared. I'm having some confidence issues. Help me. So what I'm doing is I am giving you business strategy. I
Mm.
am teaching you the fundamentals on how to be a business person. You're saying to me, I'm really talented. What is missing? Usually, what is missing is that you don't understand the business in show business. And show business can be a nasty, gnarly business. And so I am teaching people how to, in a really healthy way, play your own game where you're not burning out and where you can sustain bandwidth. And I am teaching you how to advocate for yourself, how to email professionals, how to like authentically network in the audition room, audition mindset before you walk in the room. I am looking at your repertoire. I'm like, cool, is this boring? Is this predictable? Is this really going to give casting an opinion on you? So I'm helping market you in the most authentic way possible, but really I am making you a hawk in this industry.
That's really informative because thinking back to my time in New York City, that is probably one of the pieces that was missing. You felt as such a player, a pawn in the game, instead of being someone who is able to really lead and navigate your way through the industry. It felt everything that happened on the other side of the table seemed so foreign and so out of your control, and in some ways it really is. But to have an idea of aspects of your career that you actually can control must give your clients and even yourself a real sense of place and time and presence.
I would have to agree. Like knowledge is power. And what they're not teaching you in these schools, what there's not like a legit class on, is who are these people behind the table? Often people say, I just don't feel part of it. You will feel like an artist if you know every single person sitting behind that table, what they're working on, projects and worlds that they usually are asked to be part of. When you can walk into the audition and you're like, oh, I actually know everyone's name here. I know what they like. I kind of can like a little bit cater to their artistry. You really feel like an artist. And that is the work, Ryan. It's not just perfecting your audition material. It's like really being an encyclopedia of who, what, and where in show business.
I guess a big part of it that's ringing in my mind right now is just realizing the humanity of everyone who is in the business. That I stepped into this role here, and I had such anxiety about working with my boss, who happens to be my boss happens to be the mayor of the city that I work in now, and just that feeling of hierarchy. And when I finally struck that this is just another person with a life, with a family, with interests outside of it, certain walls broke down and we're able to joke and laugh with each other and realize that what I'm doing is very different than you. I'm on a different side of the table than you, but the work I'm doing is just as important for me, and you need me just as much as I need you.
That's exactly what it is. I say to my clients, everybody is vulnerable in the morning. Everybody is vulnerable going to bed. We are all humans. So go in, change the tone of their day. And remember, if you're nervous, they're nervous about something else. We're human.
Yeah, amazing. When did you first start? Well, it was 2019, I believe I said, where you first created this program and this coaching. How did you first dip your toe into coaching and realize that you had a knack for it?
I'm from New York. I grew up auditioning as a child. I grew up knowing industry professionals. I grew up with my family in the business. My family worked on Sound of Music. They worked on the 1997 20th anniversary production of Annie. And I knew every child who was a Broadway actor when I was younger. I had a spreadsheet of all of their names and what shows they were in and who were their agents and who did I need to know. I was like this weird theater nerd scientist growing up, and throughout Boston Conservatory and my younger years in New York, people came to me. They were like, Spencer, I have a question about this. What should I sing for this? What is this casting director? What are they all about? Do you think that this agency office will be looking for actors right now? And finally, I got to a point where I was like, I should just start a business. I should just have something where I feel like I'm an approachable person. I feel like I always loved watching people succeed. Always, which sounds like so fake when I say it out loud, but there's something, award ceremonies, just like everything, it makes me want it more. And
yeah, I feel like it can be a little jarring to find someone who will advocate for you, as sad as that might seem, but finding a mentor in New York City can be a very sort of strange, daunting thing because it's such a competitive industry. So if you're a young baritone, then maybe finding someone who is also a Javert is not going to be your best interest, because who knows what sort of competition they might find within you, even, So maybe you're better off finding a Mrs. Potts to be your mentor. You never know. But knowing that there are people out there like you who will advocate for you and will find joy, not just cash in their pocket, for helping you reach another level is invigorating.
that's really, really, really kind. And I struggle to feel seen. I'm kind of an anomaly. I'm kind of a lot of things as an actor. And so I wish that, especially my younger years, Ryan, I had somebody who was like, it's okay. We're going to bring out all the colors in you, and we're going to make it work. And that's kind of what I do for my clients.
Well, it's also wonderful to see changes in the industry where they want to see a rainbow of colors now. Where when I first entered the industry in 2007, when I graduated, I really felt like I had to put on a Ryan actor persona to enter the room, and couldn't authentically be me and let my comedy shine through, and my sense of humor and my own personality. And I love how authentic you are. Even on your website, you have a little blurb about you saw The Wizard of Oz the first time, and what is it? You knew you either wanted to wear the ruby slippers, or it's something very authentic to you. And letting that shine through right there on the front of your webpage shows that there are changes in the industry as well, where they are now seeking more authentic people, knowing that they can hopefully separate who you are as a person and also what you're capable of doing on stage.
100%. I have clients who say to me, Spencer, you want me to advocate for this? Like, you want to connect me with this person for this role? I feel like the last person who did it is nothing like me. I'm like, yeah, honey, that's the point. Like, you are this part. I don't care what the breakdown says. Like, let them turn you down, but you 100% can do this. There's no such thing as what a princess looks like, or what a queen looks like, or what a farmer looks like. You can do it on stage. Let's go.
Let's do it. How have you continued to invest in this particular parallel profession? Have you taken any, of course you're building things and learning from your own journey as well, but are there any specific things that you've done to become a better coach or mentor?
Yeah. First I got a master's.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. I got a master's in educational theater for a couple of reasons. I also teach, like I adjunct at colleges. I teach full time in a school. So there's that side. But my job as a coach is to be really academic. Like I said, it's to be a scientist. It's also like, how do I connect with all of these different people? I'm not just working with the same kind of person. In my master's program, I've taken just so many different kind of people studies, which has been really, really helpful. Also, I sometimes have actors who are in master programs for their MFA in acting. I have people who are restoration Shakespeare actors, and that's stuff that I really, that's not like my thing, like my first thing. So I thought it was important to like really broaden my horizons and have a little more academia behind what I do. I'm up at 5:15 in the morning every single morning, so I guess I'm risking not really sleeping. I'm constantly working. I'm building my website. I am reaching out for partnership deals. I'm the marketing aspect of owning a business is tough. And so I'm going the extra 7 miles right now. And it's kind of just what I have to do. It's me, myself, and I.
Well, keep going ahead, because full speed ahead, Starlight Express. You just got to keep building it. It's awesome. For anyone who is just thinking about dipping their toe into coaching for the first time, any tips or suggestions, or any commentary on what type of personality you think make the best sort of mentor or coach?
Somebody who wants to kind of be doing what I'm doing, or somebody who wants to be mentored?
Someone who wants to be doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I think you really need to trust your expertise and really trust your artistry. There's absolutely moments where I'm like, I hope they're walking away from a session feeling good. And then they come back next week and they're like, gosh, that session was so good, Spencer. Like, I have all these new ideas. I'm like, oh, okay. You really need to trust that what you're saying is right. And I also think you really need to trust your clients. Like, I don't have a single client where I'm like, oof, I'm worried. It's not a thing. Like, they're coming to me for help. They're coming to me for mentorship. I was a completely different performer at age 21 than like where I am now. And so like, you really have to have belief in performers. You really can't be jaded. You really can't be bitter. That's also like, unfortunately, something like you can't like, there's never a moment where I'm like, oh, my client got in for this audition. I'm like, hell yeah. My client just got in for Anne Juliet on Broadway. They may find out today if they get it. That's the energy you need.
Awesome. Spencer, I know you've got to run. It looks like you're in a practice room right now from what I can tell. Am I right?
Not quite, but like, it is giving like Boston Conservatory lime green practice vibes. Like, there's no like clankety pianos from 1875 in here, but it's a little like that.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for carving out some time to speak with us today.
Thank you, Ryan. And I just want to say, like, you've always been such an artist. Like, you really do it all. And like, you have a soaring voice, and you're so funny. And now you do this. Like, that is a multi-hyphenate. So like, I really hope that like you can go to bed being like, I also do it all. I just wanted to like say that out loud.
Thank you. Thanks. That made my day. It really did. I'm probably going to cry. Anyway, that brings us to the end of another episode of The Artistic Entrepreneur, as the tears roll down my eyes just from receiving a single compliment. So if you take anything away from that today, just go out and be nice to someone today and build someone up. It feels good. It feels good to be a mentor. It feels good to share. It might make you feel very vulnerable to share your journey at sometimes, but that's the only way we can live from each other, learn from each other, show a little transparency in what you're struggling with and what you're doing to face those challenges in life. I think being honest and open about this path is really going to help so many people in this industry going forward and break down so many walls. And if you're an artist, let me know if you have a fantastic side hustle or parallel profession that's working for you. I want to know. So please be in touch. I'd love to bring you on for a quick little virtual interview just like this one. I'm Ryan. Take care, and thanks for watching.